In the heart of the urban jungle lies a hidden treasure, a massive collection of discarded electronics waiting for a second chance at life. Thousands of tons of old computers and circuit boards are gathered here, forming what we now call the modern urban mine of technology. Hidden within these green boards are tiny traces of gold plated onto contact points to ensure the fastest data transmission for our digital world. Look closely at the shimmering pins of these CPUs, where gold's incredible conductivity has powered the processors of the past decades of innovation. The journey begins as massive machines lift these discarded relics, feeding the hungry maw of the industrial processing unit for a deep transformation. The heavy gears of the primary shredder start to turn, signaling the end of these devices as machines and the beginning of their rebirth. With immense power, the circuit boards are torn apart, crushed into small fragments that separate the complex materials from their original rigid structures. Every crack and snap echoes the liberation of precious elements, as plastic, resin, and metal are broken down into manageable pieces for the next stage. On the vibrating conveyor belts, a rhythmic dance begins, sorting the fragments by size and weight through high-frequency oscillations that ensure perfect uniformity. The chaotic mix is gradually organized, allowing the system to isolate the heavy metallic components from the lighter fiberglass and resin debris of the boards. A powerful overhead electromagnet surges to life, pulling every scrap of steel and iron upward, stripping the magnetic waste away from the precious non-ferrous flow. This invisible force ensures that only the most valuable metals proceed further, refining the mixture into a concentrate rich in copper, silver, and gold. High-pressure air jets blast through the stream, effortlessly blowing away the light plastic dust and leaving behind the dense, heavy metallic particles for further processing. The remaining metallic shards enter the ball mill, where heavy steel spheres grind them into a powder as fine as the sand on a beach. This mechanical pulverization exposes every microscopic layer of the metals, preparing the material for the delicate electrostatic separation that will soon take place here. Under the influence of high-voltage static fields, the particles are diverted, separating the copper from the more conductive precious metals with surgical precision. A distinct trail of heavy, dark powder begins to form, a concentrated essence containing the wealth of thousands of discarded smartphones and high-end servers. The concentrated dust flows smoothly into stainless steel trays, shimmering with a dull metallic luster that masks the incredible value hidden within its grains. This is the black gold of the recycling industry, a high-purity concentrate that is now ready for the final chemical purification process in the lab. Witness the transition from bulky electronic scrap to this refined powder, a testament to the power of modern engineering in recovering our planet's limited resources. In the controlled environment of the lab, the powder is introduced to a powerful acidic solution, initiating a violent and necessary chemical reaction for extraction. Thick, reddish-brown fumes swirl within the sealed glass reactors as the strong acids begin to dissolve the metals, turning solids into a complex liquid. The solution initially glows with the bright green of dissolved copper, but slowly shifts toward a deep, rich brown as the gold begins to dominate. Every molecule is accounted for in this chemical dance, where the gold is isolated from impurities through the precise application of heat and specialized reagents. A specialized reducing agent is carefully introduced, triggering the miraculous moment where the dissolved gold atoms begin to cluster and form solid particles. A dark cloud of gold precipitate begins to form within the liquid, a visual confirmation that the purification is working exactly as intended by the scientists. Gradually, the fine particles of pure gold settle at the bottom of the beaker, forming a thick, heavy mud that contains the essence of value. The waste acids are siphoned off, leaving behind a concentrated layer of gold mud that is nearly ready to face the intense heat of the furnace. Passed through a specialized filtration system, the gold mud is captured and washed, appearing as a dark, unassuming sludge that belies its true royal nature. The damp gold mud is carefully dried until it becomes a fine, dark powder, ready to be transferred into a high-temperature ceramic crucible for melting. Every gram is precious, and the thimble-sized container is handled with extreme care as it is placed into the heart of the induction furnace. The induction coils hum with power, generating an intense electromagnetic field that heats the gold to over 1,000 degrees Celsius in just minutes. The crucible begins to glow with an incandescent orange light, reflecting the extreme temperatures required to transition the gold from powder into a liquid state. Inside the vessel, the dark powder collapses into a shimmering pool of liquid sun, a brilliant and radiant sight that captures the true beauty of gold. The impurities float to the surface as a glassy slag, leaving the pure, molten gold to swirl in a state of perfect liquid luminosity at the bottom. With a steady hand, the technician skims away the remaining surface impurities, ensuring that the final product will meet the highest standards of international purity. The cast iron mold is preheated to prevent thermal shock, waiting to receive the liquid treasure that has been recovered from the mountain of e-waste. With a smooth, controlled motion, the molten gold is poured, flowing like a river of fire into the mold, casting a warm glow across the room. The liquid settles into its new shape, the surface rippling slightly before beginning its final journey of cooling and solidification into a solid gold bar. The hot bar is plunged into a cooling bath, creating a sudden explosion of steam as the water boils instantly against the 1,000-degree metal surface. As the steam clears, the unmistakable yellow brilliance of the gold bar emerges, solid and heavy, transformed forever from the discarded junk of the past. The bar is meticulously polished, removing any oxidation to reveal the mirror-like finish and the deep, rich color that only 24-karat gold can truly possess. A hydraulic press descends with authority, stamping the 999.9 purity mark and the refinery logo into the soft, precious surface of the finished gold bar. Placed upon the precision scale, the weight is recorded to the milligram, confirming the successful recovery and the tangible value born from recycled technology. From the scrap heaps of the city to the vaults of the world, this is the art of regeneration, turning yesterday's waste into tomorrow's lasting wealth.